When I said, hardest working bitch in my city, I say it proudly, so I deserve a break from this rap shit. I'm outie. I meant that in the most serious way possible. Let me tell you why. From the time I started rapping as Lady Merc up until I changed my rap name to Tammi Jean, I never stopped working. Small little breaks here and there, but I never stopped. Seen these bitches come and go, but I never stopped. Got sick and almost died, and I never stopped. Instead, when I got diagnosed in 2023, guess what I did as soon as I got out the hospital? A 3-song EP. See, my hard work is a little different from everybody else's hard work. No flex, I'm just saying. I gotta work hard just to stay alive. So here's my story about how I overcame my adversities, and I'm still here. Still unbreakable.
Thank you.
You're doing very well, I can see. You have your wristwear, your shoes, your outfit, the shades.
You know, something light but heavy.
Something light but heavy, huh? Something small to a giant, I see.
Yes, sir.
Absolutely. Well, just want to let everyone know who Tammi Jean is. Tammi Jean is an artist here in Philadelphia. Actually, I'm not going to put her just in Philadelphia. National, global, worldwide. She's a lovely person inside out. A lot of adversity, and it's a pleasure to have her here.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for coming, Tammy.
Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. So let's just start off with, how are you?
Good question. Way better than before. I'm blessed to be here because just last year I was in such a terrible state that I couldn't even barely walk. So it's a blessing to be here. So much better than before. We're here to celebrate the Still Unbreakable project, in which I just dropped recently. You know, executive produced by myself and my producer Harrix, engineered by my engineer C's, cover art by Harrix.
Love the artwork.
Thank you.
Very powerful.
Thank you.
Definitely. Yes. So basically, just take us back to the beginning. You know, people want to know why music. You know, and more importantly, why rap music. You're very talented. You know, we all know that you can sing. We all know that you can rap. But why rap music specifically?
All right. Well, I rap better than I sing, but thank you anyway for giving me all my accolades.
Of course.
Music has been a part of my life since I can remember. If I go back, like how far you want to go? We go back to like when I was 8 years old. I used to be in the house, but my mom and them would be waking me up because they would be in the living room watching the movie Sparkle, the original Sparkle, not the remake with Whitney Houston, the original Sparkle. And they would be acting like they was the sisters, and I mean, just singing all night long until 4 o'clock in the morning and asking me to join in. just like musically inclined background. And my mom also is responsible for my old soul when it comes to music, because I had to growing up listening to like Stephanie Mills, Shaka Khan, Sly and the Family Stone, Earth, Wind and Fire, you name it. That just was a part of my life since I can remember.
You are to me all that I want to show you, and I dedicate my life to you, all of it.
And my love for hip hop came shortly after, as I got a little older. Actually, I performed at my 10th grade birthday party, and from that point on, I was like, I think I want to do this.
That's very so talented. You have just a huge palette of just like music that you can just like run through all the catalogs and just create all type of great music. I love that for you.
All right, first up to the mic, representing Philly. Give it up for Tammi Jean, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah.
Philly, that's my second hometown. Yeah.
Okay.
Yo, one thing for sure, 2 things for certain. Any beat I rap on, you know I be murkin'. Birds don't like me, but they know my name chirpin'. Met him on the gram, now he on my snap lurkin'. He be liking all my pictures with no filter on, especially the spare ass that I'm sitting on. I ain't like the mother broads, I'm a different joint. Classy when I wanna be, ratchet when I wanna draw. And right now, I'm a draw, bring the papers. The new Croc Chanel made him catch the vapors. My connects stay with all the new flavors. We be so at the clouds gonna braze us. And I don't wanna come back down. This brandy wanna be down. Wanna walk in my shoes but can't stand in my place. Wanna run against me, you gonna lose in this race. And it's all facts. Philly in the building. I love you,
Tammi Jean.
Who really inspired you musically growing up? You know, like what type of artistry? Who specifically like really inspired you, saying, you know what, this is what I want to do, and this is the reason why I want to do it?
It's always the same answer to this question. Jay-Z, Eminem,
Goat.
Lauryn Hill, Kim, Foxy, Biggie, Pac, the GOATs. You know what I mean? I come from an era of rapping where they took it serious. Even if you didn't write your own music, you delivered it well. So to me, in hindsight, growing up, I'm like, okay, they say this person don't write it, but they delivering it like they write it. Nowadays, the music is just so lazy and there's no effort in it. They don't put any, it's not profound enough. It don't make you think. It's just lifeless to me. Music is just different now than it was when I grew up. So I was inspired by the GOATs. That's who inspired me.
What would you say 3 albums that like changed your life then and now that you like, you know, man, this is really some life-altering music right here that really like, you know, changed a lot for you?
Okay, so again, and not to sound redundant, but Jay-Z's Reasonable Doubt, he made rap sound cool. He was like so cocky and confident, and that's, I embodied that. I'm like the cockiness and the confidence from Jay and his coolness, I got that. So I would say Reasonable Doubt. Then Lauryn Hill's Miseducation of Lauryn Hill. She was dark-skinned. She rapped and sang equally as good. Like they both, like I couldn't tell which one she did better. She just, it's just something about that album that still resonates to this day. Yeah. China Doll by Foxy Brown.
Yes.
Is this one of my favorite songs on there? And I say it all the time. It's the song on that album called 456 with her, Beans, and Bleak. And she just killed Sassy Fox. Some brick money caught me a drop. You know how I run it. 600 glassy top. Right, the light gray wrist shit. Flash the rocks, the red, the yellow. She talked that fly girl shit. And I grew up on fashion. I was always inspired by fashion. So her and Kim talking that Gucci and that Chanel and that Oscar de la Renta shit, like that's who inspired me. So those are the 3 albums I would say growing up that inspired me to rap, and that I like to this day, and probably 10 years later, I'll listen to Reasonable Doubt, The Miseducation of Lauryn Hill, and China Doll by Foxy Brown, and just be like, oh, it's life. It gives me life.
I can see that. You exude an amount of confidence that's really just like profound, that really sets you apart from a lot of these, I'm not going to even say female rappers, just rappers in general. Every time I like, you know, hear your music, I'm like, this is not like, you know, okay, Tammi Jean, she's a cool female rapper. No, she's like an excellent rapper. And I think that's what really sets you apart, that confidence that you have.
Yo, check. I don't know who Billy is, but this is Tammi Jean. A real rapper raps over anything. I mean any beat. Switched up the name and the energy. She is not a friend, she's an enemy. She is not a bad bitch, she only pretend to be. Gotta keep the grass low so I can see the centipedes. I heard they had 1,000 legs, I get lit in 1,000 ways. Never catch me in the same shit twice. Yeah, check. I hear bitches out here plotting on stopping me. I get it, I'm a threat to them probably. They don't like me or follow me, but they watching me. Fuck it, my page open. I don't care about privacy. Just you watch and be inspired. You can learn a lot from me, like how to stay in shape and ride a beat properly. You knew better, you do better, baby. That's my philosophy. While they was playing spades, I was playing Monopoly. That's why to this day I know the importance of property. God bless the child that's got his own and try to get it. It ain't about the failure, it's about how you pivot. Stop dreaming about that life you wanna live and live it. Be strategic about that circle that you choose to fit in. Half these bitches only want you when you up and winning. Cause when you down and losing, that's when you see the fake. You ain't even gotta cut the grass just to see the snake. You ain't even gotta have vision just to see the hate.
You know what I'm saying? All that stuff that you mentioned is...
This is good.
It's good?
Thank you.
Yeah, this is like a guava situation. I'm not a great bartender, by the way.
Great mocktail.
I was like,
mocktail.
you know, definitely. This is a mocktail, guy.
I can't drink anymore, so... Yes. Yeah, this is a beautiful rendition of a drink.
Thank you so much. And actually, speaking of that, the title, Still Unbreakable. You know, let's just dive, because, you know, we talked about the music.
Yes.
You said that you don't drink anymore. We want to know, like, you know, why the title Unbreakable? Like, what does that mean to you?
Oh, gosh. About 2 years ago, which would be 2022, I was I was having these really, really bad stomach pains, and I didn't really know where they were coming from. I tried to self-diagnose myself online. I tried to do everything. I'm like, all right, I don't want to go to the doctor. And then they tell me bad news, I got cancer. Oh, God, what is this? What's going on? Because they were like constant, sharp, bad pains. At first, I thought I had a stomach virus.
Okay.
And it wasn't it. I kept losing weight. I got so skinny. I went from 152 pounds to 102 pounds in 4 weeks. No exaggeration. You can see every bone in my back. It happened so fast, it was like unreal. So at this point now, I know I'm dying. I know the doctor gonna tell me I got the highest stage of cancer you got, and you're out of here and you got a week to live. So at that point, I really don't wanna go. They tested me for everything imaginable. My lips was blue. I had to get a blood transfusion. And then finally, they gave me a CAT scan and they gave me a colonoscopy, and then they told me, I've always been a healthy girl. I've always went to my doctor's appointments, but in this case, imagine being healthy and active 1 minute, and then out of nowhere, you just lose all this weight. What you gonna think? What you gonna think?
Cancer, at least.
Or something. Yeah, I knew it was an AIDS, but I knew it was something serious.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to hear that news. Yeah. I'm glad I got my shades on.
Well, I'm definitely glad that you're here, okay?
So, to answer your question in full, with dealing with all of that in 2023, directly, I would say I stayed in the hospital 13 days. I was so weak because imagine being in a hospital bed and not being mobile. You lose your mobility. My equilibrium was off. When it was time to be discharged, they had to send me home in a wheelchair. Although they saved my life, I still was weak from just laying here and being so small. So I had to be sent home in a wheelchair. Guess what I did a week later?
Went to the booth.
Went right into the booth. And I called C's, and he was like, your voice don't sound the same. You sure you ready to record? You sound a little off. Like, wait some time. I'm like, no, I gotta get this off. Went right into the studio. We did a 3-song EP that was called Unbreakable. Fast forward later, I'm still going through stuff. I had 9 flare-ups in a matter of 2 years. I had 9 flare-ups because what happens is when you have this illness, I mean, people probably heard of Crohn's disease, but my illness is the baby brother to Crohn's. It's called Ulcerative Colitis. So with Crohn's disease, you have to sometimes get your intestines removed. With my disease, it focuses more on the colon area. So you might have to walk around with a shit bag if you don't get it under the control. So that being said, I struggled with knowing what to eat. I can't eat acidic foods. I can't eat red meat. I can't eat fried foods. I can't drink liquor. I can barely smoke weed. If I choose to, it gotta be medical. 9 flare-ups in a matter of 2 years, but in the midst of everything, every time I went into that hospital, I stayed about 5 to 10 days, but every time I got discharged, I either shot a video, did a freestyle, did something.
Yeah.
I never let this disease make me feel like reclusive.
And that's why I wanted to ask you, like, after your diagnosis, what made you even want to go harder?
It was like a fire was lit under me to take this as an example and a learning lesson and a sign to go harder. Maybe I wasn't going hard enough.
Yeah.
I didn't want to feel like, hey, I let this beat me.
It's very hard looking like this.
Huh?
Honest. It's very hard looking like this.
Yeah,
I mean,
this is not it's not 5-minute job. Yeah. So yeah, hence Still Unbreakable.
Definitely. So, after your diagnosis, after you going hard in your music, you're succeeding inside your music career, what's in the daily life of Tammi Jean? What is your daily thing when you do, when you wake up, when you walk around, when you, just anything? What do you do? What's
a life in the day of Tammi Jean?
Absolutely.
My day look like wake up, go downstairs, make breakfast. It's always the same thing, either cream of wheat, the boring stuff I can eat. Take my medicine, which is mesalamine, prednisone, iron pills.
I love the education part.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm trying to educate.
That.
I want to inspire, and I want to educate. It's not always about the bars. It's not always about looking good. It's about really teaching the youth and teaching the people that needs to be taught. So yeah, my life is just taking medication, going to get my Entyvio infusions, going in and out the hospital, coming home from the hospital and doing the freestyle.
Do the freestyle in between, huh?
Hey, bitch, y'all gonna see me.
Yeah.
Chin up, chest out. Every time you post something, it hit different. You speak for so many women that are going through something, who are afraid to tell their story because they're going to get judged.
Oh God, you got it. I promise you got it. You look good. You look wonderful. Take your time.
You inspire me. I love your body of work. Please keep doing what you're doing.
I will. I promise.
You're
the reason why I continue to do what I do. Okay.
You are the leader. Always classy. You say it the way it is. You're genuine, authentic. I love you.
Yeah, you making me cry.
I was trying to get myself together. I'm sorry, but if you don't know, now you know. You are the epitome of class. You are the strength that women such as myself need, and that's from the heart. And I just want you to know that. Thank you so much. I'm so happy.
Tammi Jean, the queen. When I think about what makes Tammi Jean unbreakable, I could say so many things. I could say her strength, her vibrance, her will to live, her tenacity. But most of all, when I think of Tammi Jean and what makes her unbreakable, I gotta say her sweet spirit. That sweet spirit that's birthed out of a faith that only comes from above. That kind of sweet spirit that believes all and trusts that all will be more than okay in the midst of whatever circumstance is in front of her. That is a quality that I respect, that's a quality that I admire, and that's the quality that makes Tammi Jean, the queen, unbreakable.
I'm so over this. I need another word for over this. And the crazy part is, my pain is only suppressed when they inject that damn morphine in my IV, like they did 5 minutes ago. I'm high as a kite and I don't feel any pain. But I don't want to be prone to morphine. It's an opioid. Now I can see how people get addicted to perks, and I want to go on record saying I'm not condoning either or. But I can see now. I used to be judgmental about that. I get it now.
You mean
Got your blood work done, and I know you, girl.
Where you know me from? Oh my God.
On the streets, I've seen you rapping, and I met you a while back too at the bar. I forgot what bar it was.
Really?
Yeah.
But you saw me, but you know that I rap.
That you rapped. When I saw your picture, I was like, wait, I know who you are.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
You know, you created the album Still Unbreakable.
Yes.
It has about 10 tracks on there.
Yes.
That's a lot of good music.
That's a lot of good music.
That's a lot of good music. I mean, so let me ask you a question. What is your top 3 tracks?
Ooh, good question.
We all want to know that, yeah.
Oh my God.
Yes.
All right, that's a hard one. All right, I'm gonna be honest. And no disrespect to anybody that worked with me on the project, but my top 3, if I had to choose 3, obviously it would be Sometimes. Whew. Where should I begin? There's so much to tell, and honestly, I'm sick of holding it in. It tells the story about the whole situation from the beginning to the end. Yeah. Shout out to Suzanne Christine, she did an amazing job. And shout out to Nobody Major for the production. Oh my God, amazing. Second one would be, I'm gonna say Breakfast at Tiffany's. I love fashion. It also tells my story. I love the hook. I love the video. I love everything about that project. Shout out to C's. He don't even really do beats on a regular, but he did this for me. He know how I love Tiffany's. He knows me. And yeah, I would say Breakfast at Tiffany's, Sometimes, and the last one would be My Life. I wish I could add in 4, because if I added in 4 would be Perfect Timing featuring Freeway, the legendary Freeway.
Speaking of Breakfast at Tiffany's, let's slide over to the video now and check it out. This is Breakfast at Tiffany's featuring Tammi Jean.
Sometimes my eyes is bigger than my wallet. See it when it gotta buy it. Got an ugly habit, but the face part is always valid. Had to get away, so I'm checking in at the Hyatt. People in the lobby staring, didn't mean to cause a riot. Bunch of oohs and ahs, when all I came to get is peace and quiet. Hope they got a gluten-free menu for this healthy diet. Diamonds are my best of friends. Put some carrots in my salad. After I eat, throw up my feet, then I'm on autopilot. Calgon, take me away. Stop stressing, Tam. Rome wasn't built in a day. Is what I tell myself often. I'm often too hard on myself, but I'm trying to soften the edges before I'm laid up in that coffin. They love you more when you pass, so I'm living every day like it's my fucking last. Looking through the Tiffany window at the ceramic glass, filled with Paloma Picasso. I'm in a different class. These bitches don't know Elsa Peretti. She ain't alive, but Audrey Hepburn to fuck with me heavy. I got an old soul, sorta like I met her already. Da Vinci gown, red carpet shit, throw the confetti.
So the video is absolutely amazing.
Thank you, Golan. Now you see why that's one of my favorite songs?
I definitely see why it's one of your favorite songs. I definitely see why it's definitely an inspiration. I see the inspiration from the video. Of course, I see it right here in front of me. I see the Montclair,
Look at you.
the necklace. You know, I see
you.
the rollie.
Look at you.
See the glasses, the
Stop
shades.
it.
I see.
If Audrey Hepburn was alive, she'll fuck with me heavy. I got an old soul, sort of like I met her already. Da Vinci gown, red carpet shit. Throw the confetti. You already.
See? Already. So let me ask you a question, because I remember you saying something about you've always had, like, you know, these really cool type of clothing. You've always been a fashionista.
Yeah.
Definitely not a brag, but just something that you've always been blessed with having growing up. So can
Definitely
you talk about that?
Definitely a blessing. Thanks to my folks. I was spoiled, the only child. It's the only child syndrome. So it's definitely not new. Being fly is not new to me. I remember when I was in Wagner Middle School, 8th grade, I was wearing like the Moschino with the V2 jeans, the Versace jeans, and I had like the figure 8 earrings. They be like, oh, your parents must be drug dealers because you got all this stuff. In 9th grade, when I went to Fells High School, I was the first with a car. I wasn't even supposed to be driving yet, but I had a car.
Wow, okay.
And so I was like, being fly and being fashionable is definitely not new. It's been around. So, of course, now that fashion is more prevalent and these things are more accessible and I'm grown and I can buy them myself, of course, I'm going to be even more fly, but yeah, it's been around.
The fashion is definitely there. I noticed how you have your watch over your sleeve. I think that is so awesome because it's super classy. You don't see that as much.
Yeah, when I take the watch off and I put it here, it just moves, it shifts. Okay. So if I have like a long sleeve shirt on, it's like it keeps it still.
Yeah, it's super classy. You don't see that too much. Yeah, you don't see that too much anymore. So I saw that, I was like, that's definitely that's a
I know there's a lot. Shout out to the girlies. They put their watches over their shirts. It's a thing.
It is. I think it's really cool.
Thank you.
So would it be? Would it make sense to say that you've always been blessed then?
Yeah, it's safe to say.
Definitely. The reason why I asked you that is because I wanted to roll into another question about being blessed. You know, a lot of people, when things happen, or people are diagnosed with something, or something traumatic happens in their life, sometimes they stray away from God, sometimes they get closer. And we just want to know, like, what is the relationship with Tammi Jean and God now? Like, how do you feel about God?
Well, obviously, since being diagnosed with UC, I became a lot closer to God. I've always been a spiritual girl. I've never been like a heathen where I didn't believe or didn't have faith. However, my diagnosis brought me closer. I pray more. I talk more. I'm more transparent with God. I'm telling him like, hey, today is a day I'm not feeling it. Even with my music, I noticed it changed. I'm including God, like even in the song sometimes. It's kind of like a churchy record. That's why I chose not to curse on it. Probably one of the only records I had not ever cursed on. I challenged myself to do that. But I'm like, it's not even needed because I'm already talking about God. I'm talking to God, so why even include profanity? Yeah. So like I noticed it came with maturity, and it came with my life experiences and my near-death experience.
I love that, and that's something that like people can even have their children here or like family members here because I mean the song is awesome, and I really appreciate that being on there.
Thank you.
I'm definitely
proud of that song.
Absolutely.
Tammi Jean. Wow, there's so much to say, but I think this documentary is called Unbreakable. And what makes Tammi Jean unbreakable? I always talk about what makes a champion. The one that meets and overcomes the adversity. You know your true strengths when you're challenged. And to say that you've been challenged is literally an understatement. What you went through over the last few years, and I was able to be privy to those things that challenged you. You did not let it not once break you. And that is the definition of unbreakable. When you're challenged, how are you going to overcome it? Everybody could actually celebrate in the highs, but it's when you actually going through your lows, when you touch your faith, your resilience. So when I think about unbreakable, I'm saying the first person come to my mind is Tammi Jean. You're unbreakable, baby girl. You're unbreakable. This is Charlie Mack, Mr. Philadelphia, Mr. Ride or Die for you, you understand what I'm saying? All day, every day. Tammi Jean, you are simply unbreakable. Peace, baby. Knock 'em dead.
What's the saying? Good things come to those who wait. Well, I believe in that wholeheartedly. But I also believe that when the timing is perfect, it's all worth it. Check. Look, we working over here, or they thought we was resigning. Respect the progress, we ain't perfect, but we trying. I wrote this hook in 60 seconds, guess I'm good at rhyming. Perpetual the movement, so you know it's Lord, perfect forgive me for thinking I'm good when I know I'm great. It is not up for debate. Had to fix my vision, wasn't seeing straight, seeing clear. The box you put yourself in, you can't put me there. I said this shit 1,000 times, can't compete, you don't compare. Everything I do is fancy, yes, I'm very debonair. About to teach an etiquette class, y'all should volunteer. My dog.
I know you're not supposed to ask God, why me? It's selfish to ask, why me, when some people are not even alive to say why me. I'm just like really putting this whole thing into perspective. The fact that I see my doctor's office, the ER, this infusion center, more than I see my own friends and loved ones. I miss so many parties. I miss so many gatherings. I miss out on a lot of things. I make what I can make. But for the most part, I'm limited to the things I can do now. And my lifestyle is completely different. I'm fortunate to be alive. I'm fortunate to have good health insurance to be able to cover these monthly infusions from Entyvio and all this medication I have to take until they find a cure for this fucked up ass disease. It's crazy because I gotta be Miss Unbreakable now. I started the name, right? I gotta live up to the name, right? I gotta be Miss Unbreakable. But the truth of the matter is sometimes I just need a fucking break. I need a break from these flare-ups. I need a break from the pain. I never realized how important the gut was until I got diagnosed with this shit, man. The gut is a motherfucker. And sometimes I just need a break from all of it. Sometimes it's safer to just not be strong. Too many people depending on me, so I have to be strong, but I don't think I like the way that feels. I'm tired.
Speaking of relationships in general, I mean, I have to throw this in there. A lot of people want to know, relationship-wise, is there somebody important in Tammi Jean's life? Is there someone that you're giving your attention to, your time to, or how does that work?
Outside of God?
Outside of God.
Stay tuned.
Okay. Okay. So yes. No, I was just kidding. I was just kidding.
Stay tuned.
Stay tuned. Well, guys,
I like to keep them guessing.
Okay.
Just know I'm happy.
Well, looking like this is very easy to find any well-mannered, great.
It's not easy. It ain't easy because some guys don't appreciate all of this. This is a lot.
Okay.
This is a lot. I'm not talking about I'm talking about the aura, the persona, the talent, the education. I shocked myself. I'm like, yo, why are you still even doing this? Like, slow down. It's just something in me. I gotta do it. So yeah, this is a lot, and it can be intimidating to some men. So no, it's not easy. Having a love life with somebody like me is not easy.
Yeah. Hence why you're still unbreakable. So
yes.
Thank you so much, Tammy Jean. It's been a pleasure. All right, definitely. Please check out Still Unbreakable by Tammy Jean.
Please do. Thank you so much, Golan.
Where should I begin? It's so much to tell, and honestly, I'm sick of holding it in. Loving the space that I'm in. Could've gave up, but I know quitters don't win. Rejection is hard. They try to rip me apart, but I got thick skin. Never had to pop a 10, 20, 30. Amen. Life is a lesson. See how they test you? Falling down with nobody to catch you. They say you ain't it when you know that you special. God is my strength and I know I'm his vessel. I know it. I respond to things I should ignore. I notice the devil. Then I look back like, what was I thinking? They not on my level.
It's a wrap.
Sometimes you gotta love on yourself if you ain't getting the love from the ones you thought that you could rely on. Sometimes you gotta. Sometimes you gotta. Sometimes you gotta love on yourself if you ain't getting the love from the ones you thought that you could rely on. Check, where should I begin? There's so much to tell, and honestly, I'm sick of holding it in. I'm loving the space that I'm in. Could've gave up, but I know quitters don't win. Rejection is hard. They try to rip me apart, but I got thick skin. Never had to pop a 10, 20, 30. Amen. Life is a lesson. See how they test you. Falling down with nobody to catch you. They say you ain't it when you know that you special. God is my strength and I know I'm his vessel. I respond to things I should ignore. I notice the devil. Then I look back like, what was I thinking? They not on my level. That pain you experience alone gon' hit you different. There's been plenty nights I cry myself to sleep. No one to listen. Gotta catch myself with nobody around me when I'm slipping. So much stress and weight all up on my back. It got me dipping. I remember losing so much weight. My whole body was missing. Hiding under my robe. Cause I ain't with my mom to see me shifting. Lips turning blue. Hands cold as ice. This can't be life. But God said it ain't your time yet. And I proved him right. Sometimes you gotta be your own shoulder to